Hey, genres, Watto and welcome. Kevin from the other room. Good morning, all. Wahoo and welcome. I'll let you know when the spooky nonsense has been enabled. It's gonna be a day. There's a trepidation, I won't lie. There's also a distinct possibility that today's game's just bad, so this might end up being less Deep Blue Sea, more Sharknado. But we'll see. I have no idea where this is going to take us. Hey, Choners, how are you doing today? How is your weekend going? Tell me your tales. I personally got up at a semi-decent hour, but I have been stalling? Yeah. So, hello! Oh, it's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. Oh, and Catastros. Good morning, Watto friend. Hello, hello. Tell me your tales, friends. I mean, friends, if you were there for last night's pirate-themed shenanigans, you pretty much are aware of everything that's been going down. Last night, went late, sailed well, made an inordinate amount of money in Sea of Thieves, and I spent it all immediately. And Dalzet, how are you doing? Watto and welcome. Today I'm going into the water.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Insert Jaws joke.
I don't have one pre-cooked for you. Red Burning Dragon, this is a BYO... Age? Bring your own humor. You will
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
God and Ethan.
And a good one to you too. Wolfie, wahoo and welcome. How are you doing? So okay, Red Burning Dragon, thank you for 10 months, like seriously. And Wolfie, that's 9. It feels like you just found our little corner of the internet like 2 seconds ago. It's been 9 months. Restless Roots, wahoo and welcome. Getting Ed, Shark Bait, ooh ha ha. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, and Ozzy, look. IRL Lord Calcium Bonio, it's happening. Before we ended up doing the road trip and being mildly destitute, I saw one of them in Target, and I always forget to pick up the plastic skeletons during Halloween. And by the time I remember to, it's post-Halloween and they cost like $80. And I saw that one going for cheap, and I was like, yeah, I need a golden skeleton, thank you. Oh no! Wolfie's having a hard day because the power adapter of one of their network switches died a week after the warranty period. Coincidence? I think not. Megaboss, what-ho? Megaboss, my timbers are shivered, my swash has been buckled, my hose have been yoked. Probably could have phrased that one better. But today we're going under the water. So, today is a spectacle. Today is an event. As you may or may not know, yeah. Well, certainly shark crimes, Lizzie. I can't... Wait. Are we doing gay shark crimes, or are we dealing with sharks doing gay crimes? I'm going to need specificity on this one. And J Post, thank you for the 100. Just coming in with Willimus. B crime, do shark. Well, this is unraveled very quickly. So today, we are playing Submersed. This is a survival horror game that came out in 2020. It is a first-person shark survival game, very evocative of like Dino Crisis. This is what we're going to be playing today. As you may or may not be aware, I'm fucking terrified of sharks. I have not played this. I tested to make sure it ran last night, but I've not dived in. And I will be enabling spooky alerts throughout the day. You will be able to scare the hot pee out of me at any point throughout today's Sharkian adventures. It's not enabled yet. We're getting some coffee. Let's let everybody get in before the main event begins. Again, this game might be terrible. It might be brilliant. No one I know on Steam has played it. And it has mixed reviews. It's got sharks in it, so it's going to shit me up somehow. Now, why am I doing this? Why would someone fucking scared of sharks put themselves in this level of fear? Well, we did a road trip down to LA, and it ended up being monstrously more expensive than we anticipated. Now, we're lucky, because we...
Gotta be careful when drinking liquor with sharks. It's easy to become hammered.
Oh, Puns, you're already on it. You're already fucking on it. Puns. Thank you kindly. We went down to LA for Ben and Mandy's wedding, which was fucking brilliant, but it ended up being way more expensive than we anticipated. Good news is, we paid bills and rent and everything before we left, but yeah, we're running on fumes. Aw, let me at least say nice things about you lot before you start doing nice stuff. Spooky Ghost, thank you kindly. Oh, and J-Post, thank you for gifting a sub to Aussie. That's fucking cool of you. That's like J-Post and Fearless now kind of tied for House Carl, not counting anonymous ghosts and whatnot. And Megaboss, I'm real happy to hear you doing some game dev stuff. Cheers to you.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Oh, god damn it, Dennis. You've already been lovely. You gotta wait. Let me tell you why.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
That could be all.
Did you hear about the shark ghost?
No.
It vanished into thin air.
Fuck me running. Lizzie's like, we wait for no numpty. Once again proving that while I may be in the chair, I do not control this corner of the internet. Carrie, we're already doing trade. So yeah. We are running on fiscal fumes at the moment. Thanks to Anna Beast and Bacon and Peeps, we've got like food money, so we're not doing terribly, but I don't know how to ask for fiscal help without putting myself in a place of distress, because if I'm going to sit here and ask for your help, then I need to be prepared to fucking work for it, which is what I'm doing today. So yeah, scary alerts, I'm going to face down sharks. If you find this vaguely amusing, please consider crocking the dramatic duck, as that gets to us the fast, but anything you'll do, really fucking appreciate it, alright? So yeah. That's it. Today I will face sharks, so I can feed my little herd, keep this household going. And it's gonna be a thing!
There's a lot of debate about where the best place is to punch a shark to get it to leave you alone. The current consensus is in the ocean.
Puns, you're on fire! And no, seriously, thank you for the bits. Deus, I hope I said thank you for the 34 months. on top of making cool videos about nonsense and everything happening.
Train? Already? Where do these tracks go? Into the sea.
Hell if I know. I am absolutely not in control of this. And Fearless, how are you doing? How are you holding up? Thank you for the 200. But yeah, so Mega Boss, like, congrats. Like, downloading a template game and having a faff with it is one of the best ways to find your feelies. One of the things that I was looking at this morning is the new trailer for... Hang on. Gonna move you on. There we go. I was looking at the new trailer for Choo Choo Charles this morning. If you're unaware of Choo Choo Charles, it is a craft and survival game where you have a teeny tiny train and you are chased by, like, what if Thomas the Tank Engine but Spider? An Infernal Tyrant. One of the things I love about being on Twitch is saying, hey, Infernal Tyrant, imagining this kind of like classic Dungeons and Dragons-esque behemoth-style demons tapping away on their phone. So thank you for 100 bits. It's sincerely fucking appreciated. But yeah, so Choo Choo Charles, you drive a cute tiny little train and try and avoid being eaten by what if the Thomas the Tank Engine but Spider. It's going to be a really interesting title. It's being made by, like, Solo Small Team. But the thing that I noticed today from this trailer is that the individual in question has used assets and elements from their previous game to make this one. So on one of our weird indie days, we played, was it Cloud Climber? Yeah, Cloud Climber. If you haven't seen Cloud Climber, it's a free game on Steam. It's very, like, condensed walking sim with feels. Like, check that, Mother Hubbard. And it has this really interesting, I don't want to call it cel-shaded, but this, like, hand-sketched assets style, which is really interesting. It then uses that weird little art style to tell you a story about, like, isolation and loneliness and being the last one in the face of people losing their minds. But what I noticed from Choo Choo Charles is that all the assets used to make Cloud Climber are being used for the buildings. And that's smart. And I just kind of wanted to highlight that, you know, making lots of little games where you can bolt all the assets together is a feckin' smart way of playing. Also, friends, thank you for starting us off with a feckin' trade. Feckin' legends. Mega Boss, I do know about Deepest Sword. I've not finished it, but at some point I'll give it like a proper go. I think I've done all but the last run. I do love those little, like, mimetic challenge games. They're not interesting to watch in any way, but there's something about them that definitely has that hook. My hands seem to be doing better, friends. I've been doing the old... and I've been having a look at, what was it? Kestrel gave me a series of hand stretches to start doing before gaming. So I'm hoping in a week or two I'll be able to start catching you all up on Hyper Demon. I am enamored with everybody's runs. Like, I don't know if it's possible to be attracted to your friends because of their playthroughs of Hyper Demon, but here we are. There's one maneuver which I wouldn't have thought of, where using my favourite move, which is like a rocket jump, you fly above, and just the right moment before the skeletons spawn in, but the spawners are there, you just smash into the heart of this giant diamond and pull it apart.
I'll give you the deepest sword. Fear Yayo Craigasm 420 Ola Blaze it. Muff Divers Unite. Big Pog.
It's not even 1 o'clock in the afternoon! God scream, Muff Divers, as you enter the room, sir! This is going to be a day, isn't it? Perios, thank you for 35 months, you absolute mimetic nonsense merchant. How are you doing? Oh no, Puns, your meme went down well. Caffeine was genuinely impressed. Yeah, Perios, this is gonna be a day. This is gonna be a day. But like I said, if I'm gonna sit here and ask for people's help, I'm fucking prepared to work for it. And if that means facing down my greatest fear in a first-person game, then fucking weed, I guess.
Hands of cartilage, sharks of cartilage, coincidence?
I think not. Bacon, thank you for the 200, friend. Anyway, friends, you've got like at least half an hour or so before we get into games. So if you want to go grab some bevies, get some coffee or some tea, yeah, we'll be turning the lights out in a bit. Yeah, no, Lizzie, I don't know what you could. Yeah, it's absolutely just going to be a quiet ass day. I'm not reading that out, Mr. Perios, you can't make me. Anyway, how are you all doing, friends? What have you been playing? How's your weekend going? Tell me your tales. Aside from Overwatch having a very rocky first weekend, there isn't really much in the way of video game news right now. Like, again, as you well know, there's only game news on a weekend if something goes horribly wrong. Mega Boss is on Guild Wars 2. It is lovely. Relentless Roots being like, yeah, I've really got to cut back on the caffeine. I'm drinking too much of it. I need this to live. I often joke about being undead, but there's a part of me...
So if sharks are cartilage, does that mean that you have a shark on your face? AKA your nose? You issued a challenge.
I did. I did that to me. I did that to me. And Dustin, what ho and welcome! There's a Perios with, you can't escape.
Have you heard what the name of a group of sharks is called? Shiver.
I have not. So, is a shiver a group of sharks? Or is that just a mess with me? Cool. There's a fact I could have happily lived my life without knowing, yet here the feck we are. God. Alright, now we're gonna move forward. But anyway, again, happy Saturday, friends, and I hope you're doing well. I'm just quickly checking the hot sheets, and yeah, like I was saying, it doesn't seem to be anything like going down. And that's nice. Like, this is one of those weekends where... Oh yeah, I'll take this up. Thank you, Karen. Jesus Christ. Nearly a critical explosion. Baby boy, you're not allowed... You're not allowed coffee. You want a little coffee. Puppies don't get coffee. Every dog is puppy. And he's away. I'm doing this for you! My son! I'm gonna have the shit scared out of me
Not
so
a
you
shark
can eat!
fact.
Oh,
Bees
bastard.
have 5 eyes.
I love that dog. Bees have 5 eyes? Huh. Didn't know that. Yeah, with TwitchCon going on this weekend and PAX Australia and all that, like, I am glad there is not a big games industry drama. And as we're coming out of the summer, that does mean that the chances of a big drama moment are decreasing, which is good. I need to find it. Someone charted out like the video game cycle throughout the year, like when drama always happens, when like the moves and the delays will happen, when the rushed releases will drop. Oh yes, Varbles, the annual Dark Souls difficulty debate. Well, we had that earlier this year than usual. Okay, Megaboss, it does sound like a Yahtzee skit, but no, someone charted it out and it was upsetting.
How do you decide what shark game to play on a day like this? You choose wisely.
Oh no! Sorry, Dustin said, what's the video games industry's favorite candy? Unsized crunch. Wow! Fuck! I felt that one in the cheap seats. Oh, Favor 6 has been killing enough Mech Warrior clans I fully hate. Could never pronounce that clan. As a kid, because I got the Mech Warrior... Sorry, I got the Battletech books without anyone to kind of like sanity check my pronunciations. So I don't even bother trying to pronounce some of the old clans. But I do have my my Mech Warrior coffee mug, which is a gift from Ian 1,000 years ago.
What does a shark-shaped train sound like? Choo-choo.
Oh, thank you, Favor 6. Choo-choo, man, I love it. Aperios with, there are some things in life that are better hard. Dark Souls is one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's always... I kind of feel like when it comes to the difficulty and accessibility discussion, we've officially reached like, and if you'll forgive the terminology, like whiskey wanker territory. Like, we're so far into the weeds that we're like, yes, this difficulty gives me notes of survivability, but with a finish of faux challenge with no progress lost. Like, we've done the deconstruction of difficulty so many times that it actually feels a little embarrassing listening to other groups talk about it. But, I mean, if we get to be smug about that, right? Because we were talking about this last night with Ems and... who else was it? There's a couple of people who are playing through Control at the moment, and they're currently doing it with with damage turned off. There you go, boy. Alright, I've got to show you this. This is cute as shit. He's sleeping by the skeleton! That's my boy! Alright, I'm sorry, friends. I gotta take a picture. I gotta take a picture, I'm sorry. It's like my life colorized. So I'll post that on the Twitters. Oh god, that's good! From Soft Milliers. Bravo, bravo!
I'm not sure, but he's number 15. He's up right now, and let's see what happens.
Cadastros is saying that they beat Neo 2 on solo as, air quotes, God intended, and very much would have liked an easier setting, please and thank you. Yeah. But yeah, no, so we were talking about, like, with Control, how you can turn off damage, and how it improves its experience as a narrative game. Oh, baby boy. I think Calcium Bonio should be fine. But friends, I promise I'll post these in Discord. Emerson Ben's back at Q! Yes, with notes of get good touch grass and you died. Being able to do the hard thing doesn't mean you had a good time to... Yeah. I mean, flavor to taste is as much about art as it is about experience, and it's nice that we're getting further and further away from easy, medium, hard, or the old get good. That makes me happy, you know? I often think about my personal journey through first-person games, and how, you know, as a wee babu, I would use a lot of cheat codes and things to get me through games like Doom and Duke Nukem and stuff that I really played way too young. But then later on, I'd revisit those experiences as an adult, and get a very different game from playing them in like more kind of traditional styles. Yeah, Sheepstonia, this might be Will's video Last Will and Testament. As I said, I don't know the quality threshold of this game. So it could be Soma, it could be Sharknado, I don't
if
know.
the boss doesn't kill me 200 times and set me back hours of progress before I beat it, it's not a real boss fight.
The actually makes it. And Favor 6. Like, and all of you, seriously, thank you. Again, the reason why I'm throwing myself at sharks today is hopefully to inspire you all to proc the dramatic duck. So, I'm very fucking grateful. Multiple dog pictures will be shown. It's my favorite boy. Hey Dustin, I'm funny sometimes. Oh no, so Restless Roots, we're very pro, when I say flavour to taste,
Incessant clicking.
damn it, Favor 6, thank you for gifting a sub, even if it is to Shark Norris. But yeah, so, Restless Roots, so the TLDR for like the Longshipian philosophy is that flavour to taste is the go point. Finding that biting point where the experience can be tweaked and changed to suit the user, be it because of accessibility reasons or experiential reasons. There's nothing wrong with games that want to kick the hot snot out of you, but tweaking them in just so can often be the difference between a good experience and a great experience. And when you think about how video games are essentially a collaborative art medium, a game can't exist without a user. And a user without a game is just someone going in front of a blacked out screen. Then those tweaks and changes are what allow both parties to come together. So Perius was saying they find it interesting this conversation only comes up when FromSoft title drops. You don't get something like this when you talk about getting over it. I think it's just the equivalent of like public mindshare. Like, you know, when people talk about, if you'll forgive the terminology, torture porn in horror, a genre of horror which doesn't seem to be necessarily trying to do fear-inducing elements or tell stories, but it's just about doing horrible things to people. People tend to talk about Saw and Hostel, and not the myriad of different other titles that may have something to say. I keep forgetting that not everybody saw Audition 1,000 years ago, which is a great Japanese horror, and you should see it if you like horror. We don't tend to talk about getting over it because it was a meme game for a lot of content creators, and it was a meditative, poetic deconstruction of what challenge means in video games to industry people. But very few of those groups finished it. And there's something about... You have to finish the poem to understand it. You have to finish getting over it to understand what it's saying. And I find that fascinating. I mean, when we talk about From Software games, there's a huge focus on difficulty, but in actuality, aside from Sekiro, you can just beefcake your way through it. Bloodborne getting too hard? Just go beat up some poor scraggly Londoners in Yharnam. Get swole, get strong, come back, smash them with a hammer. Jobs are good. Sekiro was actually one of the first of the new breed Soulsian games, I'd say new breed FromSoft games, that being like from Demon's Souls forward, Sans Armor Core. It was one of the first ones that didn't let you get strong or grind your way through. And looking at the fact that the DLC's been quietly forgotten is probably one of their lesser successful new breed of titles. Now, if you haven't played Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, I do recommend it because as people that play games like we do and people who make games, it asks you a very poignant question, which was, what really is difficulty in a game? What is a mountain? A mountain is a mountain because it's hard to climb. But in a video game, if you can just stroll straight up the mountain, it's just a picture of a big chunk of rock. And it's an interesting thing to meditate on. I would say that Skyrim does a great job of making that one fecking trek up to the temple feel like a mountain hike. I mean, it takes fecking ages. It probably didn't take 2 hours, but it bloody felt like it did. And it really creates that sense of scale and challenge. You feel the icy wind blowing on you as you go up yet another set of stone steps in this trepidatious path up to the fecking dragon nonsense. Like, you feel that, but there are some other places in Skyrim where they didn't really pay the same attention to, like, the paths up, and you can just do the Bethesda jank, where you jump at certain angles on certain
Reactor online.
surfaces.
Sensors
Hey!
online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Camille, you lovely Mother Hubbard, how goes it? Camille, I've not set a date for Cult of the Lamb, but I will. And I'll let you know when that is. I hope things are going great with your lovely self. Yeah, so some of the mountains in Skyrim, you can just mash the jump button and climb up. And they end up becoming these irremarkable hills of feckle. You know, the only thing that stood between me and getting to the top of that mountain was being able to jank the geometry. Although there was a funny one, which is when I did a bounce, I got right up to the crest of the mountain and had just enough time to see the dragon open its mouth before I got fucking yoked straight backwards. Oh, well, Camille, I am going to be facing off against a shark in a first-person indie horror game today to try and make up for the money we burnt through going to and from LA. So there will be spooky alerts. Please consider using the dramatic duck. Oh, and in the doobly-doo, the donation link, Streamlabs doesn't get any of that money. That goes straight to us, so thank you. But at the moment, we're just kind of talking about, like, flavor to taste, because Restless Roots is kind of newer here, and I was saying that, you know, the group stance on video games for Longship is very much a, you know, flavor to taste and accessibility is the way to go. You know, if you downloaded the Make the Anim Slower mod for Sekiro, you got a different experience, but it's no less valid. And it's always an interesting one to talk about. Well, I guess what propped this is we were talking about how the games, I don't want to say the games industry, the games media sphere has like a seasonal cycle of different discussion topics. And thankfully we're not in any drama right now, mainly because everyone's at TwitchCon and PAX Australia, so it would really be a bad time if something propped off today. Although what it does mean is this is the day to post your YouTube leaks video. Well, so Megaboss and Restless Roots, see, D&D has the human element. You know, there is a dungeon master who can tweak the difficulty and the experiences. There are some games that have done subtle things like that, but it only works in certain spheres. So, for example, I'm sure you will know this, but I love talking about it. Resident Evil 4 has a dynamic scaling difficulty setting. If you're doing great, it eases up on the items and throws more baddies at you. If you're having a feckin' hard time of it, it's going to be much more generous with the random drops of health and ammo and what you need, right? And Dungeons & Dragons, or, well, any tabletop RPG, the DM can do that as they see fit. You can't see behind the screen, so you hear the clatter of a roll, and in that moment the DM can make a choice as to how to tweak the experience. And this isn't anything against playing tabletop by the law, At some point, I really want to take on things like the Tomb of Horrors. Is it Tomb of Horrors? Dungeon of Terror? Tomb of Annihilation, thank you! But I want to do that to the letter of the rules as a challenge. Like, RP, you know I'm all about RP. The best system is the one that you play and enjoy with your friends. But there's something about the mechanics of tabletop that when you play it to the millimeter, it gets really interesting. And I want to do that. With video games, it's really, really hard to make those subtle tweaks because you can get a lot of false positives. And if the user knows that the game is tweaking the difficulty based on their performance, they can jank it. If you want a really good example of this, have a look at the speedrunning community around Left 4 Dead. They've worked out how to get the AI director to do what they want to, so they can control the flow of infected and special infected to get through the maps as quickly as possible. So yeah. It's fascinating. And again, I mean, I know I'm covering a bunch of topics that we've talked about, and we'll probably continue to talk about until the heat death of the sun. But things like find the biting point of that collaborative experience between the user and the creator. Like asking yourself, who is the user player in my game? Are they the character? Are they themselves? Are they creating a self-insert character? Who are they in this world? And then trying to create the experience that gives them that. Oh, well, Vegadoro, I love talking about this. And the longer we chat about this, the longer I can put off going into shark-infested waters, which we will be doing. And I'll let you know once we do it. But, oh boy. Catastros was saying the funny thing is when they were playing Resident Evil 8, they got livid that the under-the-hood system kept giving them cash because the guns were dry! Kinda needed some bullets there! What am I supposed to do? Bribe a werewolf? Excuse me, Mr. Werewolf, I'll slip you a 20 if you don't eat my face off. There you go. Can't help but notice you're still eating my face off. Supreme Wafflemancy, which is different than Wafflemancy Supreme. It's just a very expensive brand. But no, I love talking about this. Because the reason why I was bringing up Control earlier is that you're playing as Jesse. Jesse is named Control. And if you turn off the damage, that doesn't change Jesse's story. And it kind of accents the experience because of who Jesse is and what they can do. I'm trying to do this without spoilers. I'm trying to think of another example. See, let's take Bloodborne. In Bloodborne, it's you. You make a character, you are the new hunter in the hunter's tree. You are separate from everybody else with only your weird little pocket dimension. It is you versus everyone else. So that oppressive level of challenge is part of the experience. Now, how would you do that to make it more accessible? Probably something similar to Hades God Mode. Rather than having a traditional Soulsian, when you die, you drop all your resources and you have to go and pick them up to then level. Something along the lines of each time you die, you come back stronger, which is very evocative of what they're trying to do. Like, you've been injected with a whole bunch of cool magic blood, you've got some cool shit powers. The idea that each time the game crushes you, you come back that little bit more powerful, that little bit more powerful.
Reactor online.
Hey!
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What hope? We interrupt this subversary announcement for an important message, Willimus.
Okay, has anyone got a link to that feckin' wiki page where you all put Willimus on? Because I feel like I'm going to have to explain it to somebody at Sega at some point. Oh yeah, no, you're right, Aperios. Wafflemancy Supreme comes with extra sour cream. Oh, and you're right, Punt. What I should have done, throw in the werewolf a bone. A lot, yeah. But yeah, so there's ways of taking an experience that threatens you and quietly ushering the user through without detracting from the experience. And again, people that have, you know, motory problems or disabilities that interfere with, you know, playing games as intended, people who have limited amounts of time, people who are new to games. You don't want to exclude them. So once you have a good understanding of the experience you want them to have, what you want them to feel, what the collaboration between you is, creating something that allows you to give that experience to everybody. And there it is. Yeah, it's the Sonic Sega All-Stars fandom wiki. Willimus. Why are you all like this? And Kitish, Watto friend. Willimus all the way down. Sorry, Wraith, thank you for 4 years of subs. How are you doing, friend? I'm going to be facing off against a shark in a horror game today. Because we are rogue and we need support. So I'm going to put myself in harm's way. How are you? And Mal! How the fuck are you doing? And Mal, I do not understand why you still put up with me, as I am a nonsense merchant. Thank you for the 33 months, friend. Okay, so Wraith, have you been watching the new Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings show? Because I have, and... Okay. Yeah, Lizzie, it's just shenanigans. It's just shenanigans. Sorry. Apologies for the multi-track drifty potato. I can't tell you what it is, but I will have potentially a very cool announcement to do at the end of this month. Forgive me for tippity-tappity, I'm just... People are on a lot of time zones on this, so it's complex. Yeah, sorry, the reason why I brought up Rings of Power is that they've given all the dwarves that kind of soft, almost Edinburgh-level Scottish accent, and it's really infectious. So I do want to apologise in advance if more of the bad Glaswegian bleeds out. I'm trying to get it out of my vocab, and I'm not succeeding. I just wanted to let you know it's not an attack. We can blame, I don't know, we blame Tolkien for this one? I don't think so. Oh, also, apparently on the bearded femme dwarves, it actually got discussed in interviews. So she has short sideburns. Wanted to show, they wanted to show more facial stuff, which didn't work because the beard wouldn't have worked so well on the promo. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And Faber 6, glad to hear you're doing well. 7 days of holiday sounds pretty bloody good. Mega Boss, I do think that like a good, like thick Slavic accent for dwarves would work really well. Wraith's saying that the Scottish accents are pretty on point. Oh, that's cool. Well, again, I'm more apologising for me just in case. The other thing is that whilst we were doing our little road trip down to LA, Fiona got me listening to the audiobooks of a series called Ink and Sigil, which is set in Glasgow. And the person reading the audiobooks has a very good command of the full myriad of Scottish accents. But again, it's just seeping in. It's seeping in. I don't quite have the same problem as M's and individuals that have like accent mimicry, but I don't know. It's just, I guess I'm just pre-apologizing that if I lapse into bad Scottish whilst scared or fearful or discombobulated. Oh, sorry. Anyway, how you all doing, friends? Like I said, when you all came in, we were just, I guess, just having a natter about like games as an experience. I do get very cheesed when the accessibility conversation comes up, because very rarely do people talk about the cost, like implementation, development. You know, I'm getting more and more kind of gears ground about The Last of Us, because The Last of Us Part 2 had exceptional accessibility options, but they also ground their staff into a fine powder, and no one's talking about how badly
It's
they
bloody
crunch.
Shark Day, and you did say there was gonna be spoopy sounds on, right? I hope you're ready for this. What Hoku, please try to remember to take breaks. We love you, dude.
Aw, well, sorry. Thank you for the 200. I will remember to take breaks so I don't have a shark-induced heart attack. Shark attack. Wish I hadn't said that out loud. But yes, spooky alerts will be enabled. It's gonna be a whole thing. Wraith was just adding on Rings of Power that they really enjoy the fact that there's a large swath of accents from across the board. Yeah, I know what you mean. It really does feel like they've given Middle-earth like a genuine consideration to the different regional accents. And that soft kind of, I mean, where would you say the Harfoots? I'm trying to place it. It's obviously not like Cornish. It's not quite Welsh. It's got that soft kind of Midlands-ness about it. And it's spot on. I mean, I'm just super fucking happy that we're at a point now where we're getting these kinds of explorations of media that we've grown up on. Yeah, you know what? It is a mix. It's definitely got some Midlands, a little bit of Irish. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh yeah. So Fearless, that's one of the other things going back to the accessibility stuff, is that there are techniques and tricks that you can do while developing your game early on that will allow you to do a lot more stuff for accessibility and will save you dividends. The reason I get so cheesed is because people keep pointing to The Last of Us, and they basically brute forced it with a huge AAA budget and a development team who didn't get to see their families for months on end. Like, I don't know. I get grumbly when AAA companies get a pass for being terrible, even though we know they're being terrible. Yes, The Last of Us Part 2 is working, you know, harder, not smarter. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get ranty on that one. But yeah, jumping back, I'm really enjoying Rings of Power. And it's nice to see a heartfelt look at the world around. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings is an incredible experience, and The Hobbit's fun. Okay, Restless Roots, thank you. I try not to get ranty, it's not constructive. And, like, what the hell does Naughty Dog care about what I think overall? It's just, I don't know. I'm kind of, despite my chaotic and anarchic style of living, when it comes to games industry stuff, I do have an overinflated sense of justice. It cheeses me when big companies do bad and then kind of go, whoopsie doodle! And everyone's like, oh, we can't stay mad at you, big company, because you made this game we love. And it's like, but you crushed people's lives and dreams to do it. Are we just gonna, okay, cool, we're gonna ignore that. Damn, Deus, that was nearly coffee out my nose, but who needs family when you have a job? In the video games. Passion is what drives us. We're like a family. No, squirty bottle! Anyway. I don't know, again, it's very easy to have these conversations because, you know, we can sit and talk arty-fartily about how, you know, the relationship between game and player, you know, between creator and user, and it's real easy to talk about after the fact. You know, part of games as a challenge is how early you can get a feel for that and how you can tweak it to make it make sense. So yeah, again, to those of you who have just joined us, I will be jumping into Shark Game in just a little bit. I just need a little bit more coffee. Let's talk about video games for just a little bit longer before we start scaring the hot pee-pee out of me. Jesus. Right. That might be a little too true when it comes to AAA nonsense. This is your weekly reminder that someone was stealing someone's boob milk out of the fridge at Activision Blizzard. Whether or not that mystery was ever solved, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever be told, but that happened. And also, I don't want to get too far into the hoity-toity armchair designer mentality as well, because again, it's very easy for me to sit here and critique a AAA video game. I want to say thank you to, I think it was one of the Dust. I can't remember if it was. God darn it! This is what's so confusing when all of y'all have different Discord handles, Twitch handles, and YouTube and Twitter and all that. Anyway. When was it? Was it Wednesday night? We stayed up and were nattering? I forget. But I had to close down YouTube because I was about to yell at somebody on the internet. And it wasn't even their fault. I came across a video talking about world design in video games. You know, designing the world in which the story of your game lives. And the reason why I had to turn off YouTube and just go hang out with people in Discord is because this person with lovely intent was so disconnected from the process of making games that they were someone who worked in film and television and was looking to transfer over that skill set into video games. And it was that situation where they don't know how much they don't know. Like, they were genuinely in this mindset of, oh, well, with games like God of War and things like that, obviously a group of writers sit down to craft the world. And then the game setting and things are put in that world, right? I know, it's like, oh honey. Fred was on at that point, and for those of you who don't know, Marketeer Fred's done writing for board games, video games, and a whole bunch of stuff. And Fred's like, yeah, no, there's never been a situation where the writers have been hired like 2-3 months before launch to just, you know, come up with stuff. The truth is, friends, most video game writing is writing descriptions, loading screens, tooltips. When it comes to like dialogue writing, they'll usually do barks, commands, and things that will be given to the VO lot through. Oh, Fred, I believe Aperios declared this to be like, what was it, Waffle Supreme? Supreme Waffles? I'm kind of loving the conversation kind of stalling, because I have agreed to play Shark Games today. Spooky alerts will be turned on once we get in game, and please, please, please consider procking the dramatic duck, because that will help us the most. Wafflemancy Supreme. Thank you, Aperios. What was I naturally talking about? Oh yes, just we were talking about game writing and how this lovely individual who really didn't mean to be. They didn't mean anything nastily. You know, it wasn't some like pasty white 22-year-old saying how they could write the next Bloodborne, or someone making a YouTube video about how they know what good games are and should publish them. I'm still mad. But they didn't understand even the start of how writers are incorporated into big video game development. And it hurt. It hurt me. It was kind of like the game development equivalent of listening to someone explain, like, I don't know, why the Earth is flat, and you want to be like, I don't even know where to begin to show you how wrong you are. Also, Kaimball, did I say hello? I hope I did. Oh yeah, and for actual writing for dialogue, as Kaimball saying, you write the game, test it, refine the words, record it in English, then in multiple language is an exceedingly long pipeline. Yeah, Fred, that's the first thing they do is, when video games are about to be made, they wheel out the throne for writers. Oh, well, Kaimball, I hope you had it. What is this? There we go, sorry. We're towards the end of the Blazeball playlist, it gets weird down there.
So, are you asking us to play Breakwillamus today then? Is that a challenge?
Sorry, thank you kindly. I am saying that I am asking for help, and if I'm going to do that, then I am prepared to put myself in a state of carnage and nonsense. That is what I would say. Oh yeah, Perios, before the writer gets brought on, you do need the ideas guy. So that then all the programmers can just hit the make a video game button and it happens from there. Wow, we're just doing everybody a damage. Even the guinea pigs are mad at me for saying that. But yeah. The irony, of course, being is so many video games come into fruition from, like, systems and mechanics, and then they're like, oh shit, we should probably come up with a story for why we're doing X, Y, and Z is far more common than sitting down with a story idea and going from there. Now, the other thing is that, unlike film and television, writing is only a part of the whole picture. It's one part of the bow, not the whole ass string. The story that you weave and how you tell it may be told completely sans dialogue or writing or what have you. You may be playing something that is purely mechanical, you know, your Factorios, your Crusader Kings.
They say that if you say the name Williamus in front of a mirror 3 times, you can hear a faint "Why are you people doing this in the camp?"
And actually, the quote is, "Why are you like this?" Sorry, Faber6, Sheepsternia, all of you, thank you for the bits, friends. And Restless Roots was saying that the challenge of writing within the confines of the game that's 95% done sounds interesting. It is. It's a very unique skill set, but, you know, trying to fold the mechanics and the systems and everything into a cohesive narrative or world, feckin' tricky. And Sky Aegis, Plateau and welcome. And sorry, thank you for bits as well, friend. No, it's a genuinely fascinating thing. But it's so different, and like I said, the reason why I had to turn the video off was listening to this person go like, oh, well, you know,
online. Sensors
if
online.
I was working in video games...
All systems nominal.
Sky Aegis, fucking go.
What
Thank you for
hope?
80. If I was working in video games, here's how I'd write the overworld that encompasses these stories. And I'm like, yo, I wish I could do like the Christmas Carol thing. I wish I could become like a ghost that shows people huge swaths of game development. Alright. Sorry, I'll kill him. Job's done. Could I just get some 07s, you lovely Mother Hubbards, just to push that nonsense out of the way? Yeah, that was very odd. That was very odd. I was like, Mother Hubbard, you can't touch me. I am beyond your petty powers. Even Amos is perturbed by that. That's the noise you can hear in the other room. Shit, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah. What I'd love to be able to do is Christmas Carol style. Is be able to take that individual and show them the full development of Dragon Age. Or perhaps even, like, maybe some of the Fallout games. And show them just how much of those experiences is dictated by, like, game production and timelines and things from up on high. I'd love to be able to show people that. Because as I said, Kyle was asking if it was a video CV. It wasn't a video CV. It was someone trying to do like a video essay on their feelings about how people should write video game worlds. And it was one of those where their heart was absolutely in the right place. And they obviously know what they're doing in film and television. But trying to transfer that skill set immediately to games was just painful. It hurt. Vikinara is like, I'd love to be visited by that ghost. Oh yes. On this, the night of E3, you shall be visited by 3 ghosts. Game development past, present, and future. And instead of Marley and Marley, it's the 2 blokes that came up with Stadia. So we'll get the Muppets on the phone. We're making a movie. Shit. Oh. Now, Kimball says it sounds like someone fishing for a job. You're not wrong. I wanted to make sure you knew that it wasn't one of those, like, video CVs. It was someone trying to, I guess, make a YouTube channel to make a case for why they should be able to do it. Kimball's interviewing a lot of scriptwriters at the moment, so it sounds very familiar. Yeah. Releases past, releases present, releases yet to come. The ghosts of pre-production, release, and live service. Fuck! An E3 Carol would be pretty fun to make.
The future of video games is crypto and NFT. Everyone knows that Web3 FTW.
Yeah. It's the trilogy we've all been waiting for, Web3. Okay. Favor 6, thank you for the bits, friend. Even if that did do some people a damage. The ghosts of Dreamcast, Ouya, and Stadia. I will say though, you know what? No, that's a whole other kettle of monkeys. That's a whole other kettle of monkeys. Catastros. Wait, isn't Will already in Muppet form? Why you gotta hurt me in an accurate manner? But yeah, it's just writing for video games. Like, okay, being a writer on a video game is kind of like being a CM in that while you have a very specific craft, what it actually pertains to varies wildly from project to project. There are some projects where there is a strong design doc with a focus on story, perhaps even with like story beats and arcs and acts mapped out in pre-production. It does happen, but it's rare. And you need to already be part of a pretty successful studio to be able to justify that. But yeah, for the most part, like, a writer in video games is just doing a gajillion tooltips and a gajillion bits of research. I guess you get things like the Telltale style, where like dialogue and narrative is such a huge part of it that I guess it also kind of comes into that similar beat of, in some regards, film and television, in that where things are set, who your characters are, is entirely dictated by something well outside of your scope. The world's not ready for Muppet Will. The world's not ready. The only thing that could upstage Calcium Bonio over here. Yeah, as Kimball says, when it comes time, you've got to let the game go where it wants. Yeah, there's, be it mechanically or be it experiential or what have you, the game's gonna go in a direction well beyond what might have been like written or pre-planned. Or the irony is that, like, no GDD survives contact with development, but to not have one is far worse. A game design document. Usually what people start putting together if they're doing like conceptual design without like white boxing or anything like that. Terror is the lot, yeah. Okie dokie. Oh, no one wants double will. Sorry! Sorry! Okay, yeah, sorry. Now I'm definitely stalling. How are you lot doing? Okay, so jumping back. Yeah, that is actually Eisenhower's most famous quote, that I find that in game development, that general design docs are useless, but writing them is invaluable. Yeah, that was one of Eisenhower's best quotes. Not a lot of people know, he made a lot of video games. Okay. Sorry, it says, can we test the spooky sounds to see if they are working? Alright, enough stalling. Let's do this. So, let me just pause the tunes. So, friends, you lot do so feckin' much to keep us going, and I do feel a certain amount of guilt that I have not managed the war chest well enough that we're at this point, and I apologize for that. I think that's one of the reasons why I would not sit here and ask for your help if I'm not prepared to, you know, do something challenging, to push myself to get fecking scared by a shot game I've never played before. So I hope you understand my reasonings for it. Like, if I'm going to sit here and be like, please throw money at us so we can eat, I need to be prepared to be worth that. Again, if you'll ever want to know what happens with the war chest and the cash that you lot throw in, I'm always happy to talk about it. You know, there's no grand secrets. I don't have a crippling celery addiction, despite what Fred says. You know, and you know that we don't live an expensive lifestyle, all right? For me, like, flashing the cash of fancy dining is getting a feckin' pizza from Pagliacci's. Really need to get a sponsorship with them. Pagliacci's! Need to... Sorry. I am apologizing and I am using humor to deflect. I just want to say to everything that you lot do, thank you. All right? Just thank you. Let's fucking do this. All right. So let's get the game and stuff going. Submersed. God. Again, so this is a first-person horror shark game. It might be a cheese fest. It might be brilliant. You never really know. Like, this isn't a game that has been played a lot. There's only like 11 reviews on Steam. And
what is a baker's favorite number?
Favor 6. Thank you kindly. It's pie. It's pie. Bacon, that is very kind of you to say. I'm still gutted we didn't get to see you because of everything that happened. So, you know, I do feel a certain amount of responsibility. But that's always going to be the case, you know? Giant robot theory. I'm only in the cockpit because you lot put me there. Okay. Let's adjust sounds. And I will let you know once spookies are going. Fred says it'll become easier for me to manage my grocery issues if I admit that I have an undue, perhaps unnatural fondness for celery. I will do no such thing. Now, Floss Flowers, if nothing else, we can do death. Fucking hell! Okay. It's gonna be one of those games. I am so sorry, everybody. Alright, bear with me just a second. I'm just going to adjust the... Where's the volume mixer? There we go. I'm just going to adjust the audio manually. We'll bring that down to about half. So then we can bring you lot up. Alright, how's that? That should be okay. You should be able to hear some like rain noises and stuff like that. Quality. Feckin' high. Alright. Yeah, how's the audio? Give me your thoughts and feels. Because once that's fine, then we'll turn on the spooky alerts and let nature take its course. I'll start blocking up the windows. We're doing this. We're doing this. Caffeine says, okay for now. We'll find. Make me running. Alright. Alright. And forgive the quietness for a second. Where are the themes? There we go. Spooky alerts. Activate. Oh, wait, no, I didn't tweet. There we go. Oh no, you sent me a good thumbnail, I missed it? I tell you what, Aperios, if you can reply to the tweet, and again, friends, if you don't mind giving us a punt, because that tricks Twitter into sharing it with people, I'll retweet it and all. Alright. Okay. Just make sure everything's working. Jarl Infinitus's health has been completely mangled, but it's still working. Alright. Alright, friends. We're ready to do this. So without further ado... Will versus Shark. Fuck. It's worse now, I'm here. Yeah, Wraith. Aperios' thumbnail is way better. I just searched for Shark Puppet. Because if you search for Shark on GIFs, you get to see even...
Warning, water leaking into the complex. All staff, exit immediately. Warning, water leaking into the complex. All staff, exit
Out of water comp.
immediately.
Okay, journal. Since that thing appeared around the fence, Adderwood was obsessed with it. I warned him that it was a mistake to keep it, but he doesn't listen anymore.
Water leaking into the
It's
complex.
becoming smarter,
All
and we
staff,
can't get out safely.
exit immediately.
We tried to put up some fences and barricades on the outside. It can't see us if we're hiding. Oh, cool! This is the shark. It is a 32 foot and weighs 5 tons. The bacteria is... Oh, fuck!
Willimus.
All staff,
Fuck me,
exit
running.
immediately.
Willingness. Thank you for the bits. Okay, the bacteria has overrun the nervous system of the animal, turning it into an extremely aggressive species. It reacts to any movement, and the light of the diving suit attracts
All
it.
staff, exit immediately.
Let's see what's in the apps. Okay, to... Whoa!
Warning,
We
water
did!
leaking
We
into
did
the
test
complex.
this! Oh,
All
good!
staff, exit immediately.
Camille, thank you for the $3, friend. Okay. The specimen alpha escaped again yesterday, and every time we try to get close to the cave, it turns crazy.
Warning,
There wasn't
water
any
leaking
instant this
into
time,
the complex.
but the external fence must be
All staff,
reinforced.
exit
It
immediately.
can't escape again. Virgil, we must discuss this topic later. Oh, I really don't fucking like this. Let's just hang out here. This is fine.
Warning, water leaking into the complex. All staff,
Try to turn on the
exit
flashlight.
immediately.
Oh!
Great big shark hugs when?
Warning, water leaking into the
Sooner than I would lie. Hey! Fuck!
staff, exit immediately.
This game's gonna do me a fucking damage.
What the hell is going on?
Josh, we have specimens on the loose.
What the...
Water leaking
Celeste?
into the complex.
The alpha mill has broken the containment system.
Exit
Level
Williams.
1 is being flooded. If we don't stop it...
I know. All the structure will collapse. I'm going to connect the draining system. I'm gonna...
But that thing is out there.
Water leaking
If I don't do it, everyone will die. Activate the emergency signal. I'm going to put on the diving suit.
No.
I need Virgil's access card.
Water leaking into the complex.
Fucking spooky ghost.
All staff, exit immediately.
Okay, alright, doors open. Let's look at this little cardboard box. Everything's fine.
All staff, exit immediately.
Oh. Look for the access cards to get the...
Stop that incessant clicking.
Whoa! Restless Roots, thank you for gifting a sub to the
Water
crowd that
leaking
went to
into the
Tonus.
complex. All
Okay.
staff, exit immediately.
Okay, so you need to be careful with your health.
Water leaking
Health
into
and
the
stress.
complex. All staff,
Okay.
exit immediately.
Reservoir reduces stress, bandages heal a small amount of health. Now, how do we bring that up? Oh, here we go. So that
Who wants to sing?
Into the wet wide world we
Water
sing.
leaking into the complex.
Right, so compliment cap. Thank you for 48 months. I hope you're doing good. I'm trying to get set on fire. Alright, there we go. Turn the alarm off. What I will say so far is that this is definitely like a... Oh!
I heard there's a shark train coming.
Yeah, Wraith. That's the current, because I didn't know it showed you all what the current record is. But again, that's only since they removed the limiters. So that's not like, that's not a Jarl Infinitus move. But whilst I am very not happy about... Okay, there we go. Whilst I'm very not happy that we are in a game filled with sharks, I will say this definitely feels like a small budget team trying to do something narratively based. Oh, fuck it. This. Seems to be locked. Fuck! I don't like this. It's locked. We need an access card. Fucking of course we do. Actually, so Restless Root, I do really enjoy horror games. No! Spooky ghosts are out today. Whoever that was, thank you. That is $10 in bits. Okay. See an incident report. No way, this is bad. Last night, the Alpha specimen made an attempt to escape with the help of some other sharks outside the containment facility. They seem to be organized, and we managed to lock some of them out to continue our research. As a consequence, we suffered from a few casualties and breakdowns in our facilities. All staff on the base, at the base is reminded that they should stay in the workstations. The situation will be under control.
Stop that incessant clicking.
No. And Crux, thank you for giving this up to Shinkora. That's fucking cool of you. House Carl, don't feck around. Oh, I don't like this. Oh God!
I love how everything keeps creaking and groaning, don't you? Slash, I knew you would.
Oh, it's so much. Fucking love it. So fucking much.
Sharks are more scared of you than you are of them. Oh wait, that's spiders. You're very much more scared of sharks than they are of you.
Catastros, favor 6. Yeah, love that creaking and groaning. Rilu, welcome to
The sharks are organizing. We're going to have to negotiate with the shark union now.
I am severely embarrassed by the noise that just came out of my face hole. Yes, apparently we're union busting today. Apparently that's what we're doing. We haven't even seen a fucking shark yet. Keep reading about them. Oh. When we found the fish, the first specimen at the beginning, we didn't find anything different apart from its blindness. But we decided to to confine it for investigation and open up our other work lines.
Willimus.
Soon we found out that it wasn't another regular specimen. When you look at it, it wasn't just a simple animal. It seemed to be smart. We were fascinated. Soon we discovered that something was in its blood, like a parasite, unidentified. At the moment, that was supposed to be the cause of its change.
That leak looks like a job for some flex day.
Yeah, let's just get some Gorilla Tape on it. It'll be good. Bam! I need to know it to control it. Organism could be the key for everything. Dr. Atterwater! He's batting. Alright, what's in here? Oh! Ah! There's a limited
Willimus,
amount of light.
Is that the shark's name? I can't wait to meet them.
Fuck me. Why are we doing this again? You ain't got no legs. I like this says register corpse, like you're documenting all the other sides. Ah!
Shut.
Really don't want to go down there. Really, really fucking don't want to go down there. Like, dude literally got his feeties bitten off there, and I'm just gonna go splishy splashy. Ah! I forgot, that's what I changed the GIF to, of Are We the Baddies? Woo! Becca Noel, how are you doing? Oh. I don't want to go there. Honestly, I've got that feeling in my feet, like...
Get in the water.
I don't wanna! Sure! Fuck! What's this? It's gonna come. It's gonna bite my feeties! I'm literally. Ah!
Willimus just purchased Warhammer 40k, Death Witch and Rogue Trader by Cubicle 7 for £22.60.
Well, whoever that was, thank you kindly. It's just Catastrophe with Will, get in the water, or Ray has to pilot the robot again. Fuck it, throw her in, I don't care. Shake her up like a fizzy drink can at this point. I'm literally sitting on my feet so they're not on the ground. Alright. Just as I put my feeties in the water! Reload! Oh, I really don't want to do this. Alright, it said, let's say. Okay, there we go. So, we can use the... Right. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I really don't want to fucking do this. The things I do for my little... Alright, I gotta think of the nuggies. I gotta think of the dogs. Kids gotta eat. This is literally... Oh, this... Oh, God!
The water is fine.
It's not fine! Oh... Shit the bed. This is fucking terrifying! Why do people review this badly? Oh, fucking running. Oh, my glow sticks run out. Fuck. Play a shark game, I said. It'll be fine, I said. It's the worst that could happen. It was as soon as I got in the water, sorry, so you can see a little bit more of my face. As soon as I got in the feckin' water, and the whole thing starts shaking. I don't know if the audio's coming through as clear as it is to you lot for me, but like, the sound of this whole place. Yes, Wraith, we should have brought those bloody glow sticks at Claire's. This is the worst. Submersed. How far into this game are we? Like 2 seconds? Ah. Okay, friends, what happens if I push... What? I don't wanna do that. Flower says, would depth be better? It would. But why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I need to make sure the animals can have some food. Oh god, I'm doing it. No, god, no, 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 get me out of here, get me out. No, something's squeaking at me. No. Oh, bullshit, my stress meter is low. Yeah. Shark Day, ooh ha ha. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh, God!
I came in for a hug, but I had to scare you first.
Sorry, I threw something.
Technically, you threw it at your guinea pig children.
I mean, I'm doing it for them.
Oh,
Shark Day, ooh ha ha. God, stop it. Oh. Have you seen this? Have you seen what I've got to do? Literally, this dude with his legs bitten off crawled past me and died.
There's nothing useful.
And this is literally where he started bleeding out, and I have to go in there.
Good luck. I don't wanna do that. Wait.
Oh, right, I'll pause this for a second.
The old man.
Here we go. This is little big man.
Nugget break.
I'm doing this for you, little buddy. You get the fresh salads. It's going to be very good.
Good little big man. Rivers at the door with a toy. Oh. That was a hell of a train. That was a hell of a train.
Little big man. Oh, it's going great. Like me. We're going great together, little big man.
It's wild that its fur is changing colors.
Little buddy.
Perun seems darker. It's because that's how Ginger's grey, apparently.
The hair goes darker first and then goes grey. I'm watching some old videos myself, and I used to be way more ginger. All hail the golden nugget!
Oh, he's doing a CPs.
Little big man.
A little hang.
He's just doing a little like.
My little big man.
Ah. The troop hour behind the throne. It is Perun. It is Perun. All of you that threw in for that train, thank you kindly. Yeah. This game's not fucking around. Yeah, just gotta go for a nice little dip. It's fine.
Just little wade.
Just little swim.
It's just like a hot tub.
Yeah, but full of murder and death. I think is I freaked out so much that the glow stick that I got that's going to help me navigate underwater,
Dropped it, didn't you?
it's already run out.
Oh no.
Because I was freaking out on the fucking stairs, and I cracked it, and I was like shaky, and then it was done. Yeah,
Well, that's unrealistic.
I mean,
They
so
last for hours.
So are psychic, parasitically controlled super sharks that hunt in packs, but yet here we are.
Oh, good, a new thing for you to be afraid of.
Yup.
It doesn't exist.
Remember, friends, you can always be the first. Getting yelled at to get in the water and start swimming.
Don't look. Don't look.
Do not observe your father. Alright, yeah, I tell you what, friends, I tell you what. I'm gonna take just a quick little break. I'm just gonna throw some cold water on my face, breathe, and then go into the water myself, alright? Mainly because I need to pick up the thing that I just yoked across the room in fear. Okay. Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Don't do anything while I'm gone, because I will feel super guilty if you throw something in and it doesn't have the spooky effect. Just, yeah. Wraith getting approval for a grant to create super psychic sharks. Brilliant, great, wonderful. I live in eternal hope, right? I'll be back in just a second. Now, how to unpiss my jeans. Hello, hello. Right. Give me 2 more seconds. Just putting some cheese in my face. Burying my fear with dairy products. Why couldn't I just have done like a bake sale or something? I could have done, like, I don't know, bad MS Paint drawings for donations or something. But no, I had to do Shark Day. I did this to me. I did this to me. What? This is for my babies. My Nuggleyan babies. I'm just going to run into the water. Come what may. I'm just going to do it. It's going to be fine. Yeah. We're doing this for the animals. We're doing this for the celery. I don't want to do that. Alright, headphones are back on. I don't want to do that.
Look at your nugget, children.
Watch them judge me. I might leave the door open just so I can gaze upon them and be like, you know, this is like, I'm in the underground facility just looking at the picture of the nuggies, reminding myself, like, this is why we're here. Okay. Quick check. Was there anything else we could grab? Whoa. God, I am fucking jumpy. The cord for the headphones slowly rolled. Get in the water or Perun gets a bath again. He actually didn't mind it, which was very surreal. God, it's the fucking... The sound design is too good. Oh, you can't see shit underwater. Right, so where are we going? Are we just going around the corner? Or we have to actually dive down again. Oh, I fucking hate this! Oh, hello, baby boy. Little face. Wraith, what if this is it? What if this is the day the PP comes forth? Hi, my name's Will Overguard, and I may be the first person to piss themselves live on Twitch.television. Welcome to Jackass! Do 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 do! Ah! Fuck! Fuck!
You're still here? Get in the water.
Why did I agree to do this? This was such a dumb idea! Oh, fucking God, pissing shitballs! Grocery money comes the price of wet pants. Okay, Google, how do I unpiss my wetsuit?
That actually triggered.
Does it have any advice?
No, it's how do I unfreeze my wetsuit?
No!
Okay, Google.
Why do drum-wielding seaweeds make the best programmers?
I don't know.
Because they are the best at writing algorithms.
Proud of that one. Proud of that one. Oh, I fucking hate this. Ah! Ah! Trip fast, you piece of shit! Okay, so we found the key card. It only took us far too long. Oh, he managed to get Asari's Google. Oh. I will say, while there have been some Resident Evils like set at sea, there hasn't been a banger yet. There was a classic, I believe, Saturn horror game called Deep Fear, which was traditional Resident Evil, but in an undersea lab. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking Are you shitting me sideways? Turning into the Bo Burnham sing-along hour. Yeah, so Revelations, what is it, Revelations 2? Was set at the beginning of a ship, and it did have those squiggly monsters, which resulted in some really cool monster design, but it wasn't too bad. Cold Fear was on the PS2, and I believe was also on the classic Xbox. That one was pretty tense to start with, but again, once it shifts off of the ship onto some other spaces, it's kind of eh. It was less like nautical horror, more like The Condemned, but at sea. To Occult Game Dev, how are you doing? I am doing this. Spooky alerts are on. Our road trip basically wiped us out financially, so I am sitting here asking people to throw donations in if they can, and in such time as it will scare the hot piss out of me. We will be examining most of these environments more than you'll ever know. No! Equals. I don't want to. I don't want to. Oh. Okay. The binaural audio is...
A spooky alert's on.
Yes! Willing Outcast. Thank you for 24 months. Your buggers are using your shout-out powers. Shout-out to Shark.
Stop that incessant clicking.
To Faber6, thank you for gifting a sub to Occult Game Dev. How are you doing, friend? I saw you've been helping people in Discord with like game dev stuff, and that's really fucking cool. This game is called Submersed, and it is... Okay, I couldn't tell you if this game is good or bad. I'm fucking terrified. And it does some great job with audio, but it's a little rough around the edges. There's a few spelling mistakes, there's a few weirdness. Oh yeah, and Phyllis, you are correct. The rolling storm with the moving crates was really cool. But yeah, it was definitely closer to the Resi 4 nonsense. Alright, so press Y to turn off and on sonar systems and light. Green, enemy is still very far. Orange, not far. Red, something big and dangerous is very close. Okay. Oh, I cannot move very fast. Oh, equalize the pressure. Where's the pressure? Close the door. Colgative says the doing okay just bought 3 massive plywood sheets from Lowe's. So feeling on the fiscally devastated. Stuff is expensive right now. Yeah. Really feckin' is. This is the fucking worst. Okay, to Restless Roots, have a lovely rest of your day. Have an excellent weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Feckin' y'all. And also, the conversation earlier was real good, so, like, thank you. We have such a limited field of view. And yeah, Wraith, we all know that survival horror peaked with Blue Stinger on the Dreamcast. I actually do like that game.
Celeste, can you hear me? I'm headed out.
Josh, be very careful.
Oh, this is the fucking worst. Oh, God. Fuck. This is the worst. But aside from being rough around the edges, like, I don't understand why people weren't... Like, I guess you really have...
I kinda prefer dramatic duck over murder duck.
I mean, the duck is very dramatic. Sheepstonia, thank you kindly. Donations are very, very fucking appreciated right now. I don't wanna do No! No! Fucking sweet Jesus ass cracked! What the fuck? No! Prison, what the fuck? You fucking shitlord. Fiona threw a baby shark in.
Caffeine just looked at me and he goes, "You're a monster."
You are!
I was trying to get River to chase. She just looked at me as I threw it.
Big Shark Man says hi. Cult saying that's what I came here for. Oh man, I feel like I've aged 10 years already. Oh. You know what? I'm just gonna post that really cute picture of Amos in Discord. There we go. Sorry, friends, if you gaze your eyes into Discord, Asari's got like a glass of something fancy, some snacks. I'm on the big telly. Oh, fucking hell. But did you notice the sonar didn't proc until it was right up my fucking asshole? Which is not where I want a shark to be. I don't want a shark anywhere near any part of myself, bum or otherwise.
Skeeter
But a butthole. I have not seen your shark. Better check out that butthole. So Catastros clipped it with Big Shark Man say hi, and then Asari was, "Hello, can I borrow some sugar?" No!
Can I say, murder seems plenty dramatic to me.
Well, thank you, Moose. That's so good. No, seriously, Sheepstonia, Moose, thank you for the donations. They are massively fucking appreciated. Of course I'm not serious. I don't think he's up inside your brick-bound business. But a funnier thing to say to someone who's lost their shit and is stressed out visibly. Ah, Tom Carter, you fucking treasure. Ah! God damn it! Piss!
Deadly shark. Nope, 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 no. Deadly shark. Nope, 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 no.
Rilu says there's cake in Galley Cantina for me, and Kadastra's asking, are your pants unsullied? I'd like to plead the fifth. No, that's why I've been taking very, very regular bathroom breaks today. Ah, this is just... Sorry, Phyllis. Thank you for $5. Do not like this. Is the shark emanating butt rock? Don't want to go out there! Who duct taped drowning pool to this feckin' shark? From its butt, apparently. But the thing is, if I move closer, the metal is coming from the shark. I really want to fucking do this. Maybe we can just fuck off. I'm moving to Phoenix. I'm moving to Phoenix, Arizona. That is where I will live out the rest of my days. Fuck you, drifty bin. Piece of shit. Oh, I'm so fucking scared. Shark metal is a new genre. The shark has dreams beyond just being a shark. It dreams about being an opening act for Fred Durst Fridays. Okay, I do actually like that canonical idea, Moose, that it swallowed somebody's, like, Bluetooth speaker. Really fucking hate this. Yeah, just like how Captain Hook was chased by an alligator who swallowed an alarm clock. We're being chased by someone who swallowed all of Disturbed's B-sides. I can't tell if it's out there or not. Really, really, really fucking hate this. Ah!
Of course, since they don't have hands, any band they start would have to be Sharkapella.
We're going to sit here in silence for a second. Just think about the joke that Moose put forward. Fuck me running. Oh. Wraith, it really is. It's an old, like, iPod shuffle and a speaker. And the shot... You know who it was? Whoever had that got swallowed whole by this great big bastard. The one thing will say, though, is that while the butt rock is weird... Like, the butt rock is clearly coming from somewhere. They're doing really, really interesting things with the audio, and that's what's shitting me up. The noise, the sound, the weight. Especially with, as Megaboss was saying, like the tiny FOV and the slow movement in this big, heavy suit. It's doing a lot of things that, you know, a few other similar horror games have documented very well. I mean, did we ever finish Narcosis? I don't think we did.
Amos, come give me a hug. Come hug your da.
Thing is, I don't want to go out there. As I'm sure you've noticed, like, the suit's whole, like, you know, red light, green light stealth method is interesting for sure. It's just fucking scary. I'm so sorry, friends. I know you probably came here expecting Sharkatopia. I didn't think... I mean, okay, Wraith, you're right. Going out there means getting back inside faster, but the fear is fucking real. Okay, Wraith was saying this is what you'll expect. Okay. Love the tension. Doing good. Slowest percent world record attempt. Fuck.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your vehicle's extended warranty.
God damn it. I mean, to our occult friend, like, when you're dealing with giant fucking shark bullshit, that is the last time you want to hear about, hey, your suit's extended warranty has ended. It's probably needing a service. Like, no. No. So, XE joining XP, I'm the worst person to talk about this because I do have an irrational fear of sharks. Like, irrational to the point of, well, as you can see. But it's an interesting thing of how sharks and their portrayal is something that's been kind of very Hollywoodified. And it's something that persists, even though, like, we continue to find out more and more that, you know, sharks are just great big vultures of the sea. Like some of the more aggressive sharks out there, like tiger sharks and things like that, isn't because they're bloodthirsty. They're not. There are animals out there that will kill things just to have fun, like dolphins. Dolphins are fucking assholes. Sharks don't do that, but they're essentially like great deep sea vultures, you know. And so if something edible drops in the water, what did you call a group of tiger sharks? Something, a shudder. Oh, God, I hate you guys. A shudder of tiger sharks will strip something to the bone because they're hungry and they'll eat fucking anything. Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to be scared of something, be scared of hippos. Those things will kill you for looking at them sideways. Ah, the cocaine hippos of South America. That's one of my favourite stories. Because, okay, cocaine bear was the apex predator on Earth for about 12 minutes. The cocaine hippos are an example of a hyper-predator in an environment it was never supposed to be in. Wrecking face. Yeah, hippos are true arseholes. They're faster than you. They don't care. And yeah, Phyllis, I mean, at least that's what I've been told, is that most shark attacks are actually, is this edible, have a nibble, find out. But this game is going by the Deep Blue Sea philosophy, which is the Hollywood idea of the shark chasing you. I'm friends, I'm so sorry I'm stalling. Like, we've been at this for like, what, 50 minutes? We're probably like 4 minutes into the prologue, if I remember correctly. This isn't even the game proper. Fear is fucking real. Fear is fucking real. Okay. Wraith saying it's the old Hollywood trope if we took the perfect predator and decided it could be deadlier. Oops. Okay, back to the butt rock. No! Really don't wanna. It's making my... Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta pause it again. Like, it's making my feet uncomfortable. Like, I need to keep looking down to make sure they're not gonna get bitten off. Okay. So firstly, Wraith, you can absolutely fucking laugh at me. I've actively chosen to do this. This is not like, you know, someone's phobia affecting their day-to-day stuff. I have chosen to do this. I am doing this because I'm trying to...
Who wants to sing?
How go the scares?
I'm getting my ass handed to me, Miyakiri Sakura. I've got to go through this outdoor kind of like water area thing. There's a floating bucket. I'm in a dive suit. I've got a sonar. It's not good. Oh. Let me have a look to see if I can turn down the music. I can turn the brightness up. I don't know if that's going to make it better. Sadly, we can't adjust the music, which is, again, an oversight, but this is a very indie project. And I will agree with you, Fearless, like, if it wasn't a shark, if it was some other kind of, like, you know, like a zombie or something, it would definitely remove the tension. You know, this is like if when, you know, the feckin' Mr. X in Resident Evil popped up and was suddenly blasting like Hoobastank. Like, it's hard to take it seriously. But it's still a fucking shark for me, so I'm still having a bad time. Oh, sorry, Miyaki Sakura, thank you for the 48 months. God, fucking darn it. And you're right. X is going to give it to you. I just wish he wouldn't. I just wish he fucking wouldn't. I hate this so much. Oh, I can't go backwards. We can't go back the way we just came. I'm relieved of shark duties. Okay. Oh, thank you, you lot. I guess it's one of those things of like, I would never ask any of you to put yourselves into... Yeah. Yeah. Spooky sounds.
Captain on the bridge.
Shackle. Watto and welcome. Hello, hello. How goes it, friends? Thank you. And Shackle, that's 4 years. That's 4 heckin' years, you legend.
Have 2 non-shark related bucks.
Let me just put it back to chatting. Riku, that is lovely of you to ask. Truth is, I've been doing shit. I've been doing real shit. It is fucking scary. And yeah. I don't just mean sharkery. I mean, like, being responsible for so many animals and people is so scary. It's fucking frightening. And then when shit goes sideways and you feel like the biggest failure. Like, we were, but pre our road trip, we were doing solid, and then it ended up being so much more money than we expected. And then it was just that realization of like, oh shit, we're fucking broke. And that's on me. Like, I'm supposed to be the fucking organized person. I'm supposed to be the meaty megaphone in all this. And I fucked up royally. So I was like, alright, I will do battle with sharks. I will prove that I am gonna top a jar. I can't even do that. Just been fucking... yeah. So, sorry. Sorry for having a meltdown. I'm sorry I keep putting everything on you lot. Because I've been doing this for well over 4 years. I should be fucking sturdy by this point. I should be like Captain Good Mental Health. It just keeps getting harder. And I'm trying. I'm really trying to keep my shit together. And it's not going well. Road trip was fucking good, and it was nice being out and being a human and stuff. It's just... sorry, friends. Yeah, I know. It's that dumb thing, Wraith. If any of you lot were going through this shit, I'd be saying the same things too. But I've told you all, I know how lucky I am. I know how lucky I am that I get to do this every day. So I try and be worth it, you know? Try and be worth it. So, here I am, you know, I was asking you lot for fiscal help, and I've got a fucking gold skeleton behind. Like, I understand the visual disconnect and weirdness of it all. So, like, yeah, I'm so sorry about that, friends. Like, I didn't realize how shaky I was, and so I've just been sitting on the toilet floor, having a fucking shake and a cry, and it's not been attractive. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Halo, I'm just not going to mention the skeleton behind me. Oh, okay. So again, friends, thank you. And to those of you that did throw in bits to scare the piss out of me, like, I hope you don't feel bad. Like, I put myself in that space, and I did not expect that that was going to hit me as hard as it did, let me tell you. But I guess we've talked about this before. Like, it's kind of how I justify being in this chair, you know? Here's me cuddling. Oh, if you're wondering, so this is Dragon. Dragon says hello. If you've watched any of the Depth streams, you'll be very familiar with this mother hubbard. This is, we got this at one of those, like, bargain sale bins at Target, and it's actually like a weighted cuddly nonsense. Yeah. Pons is like, prefer less spooky bits in the future. Okay. We'll keep them for very special occasions. Because did we did we do spooky alerts this week? Did we do that? Yeah, Catastros, it turns out that a horror game about a phobia. Sorry, let me get some smooth jams on. Now, what I will say is for those of you that threw in so much, like seriously, thank you. And I don't know. Please do not feel guilty or bad. Like, I put myself in the situation, and for you lot, I am, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and check out Deus's video from that's from our depth run through, which we should do another depth session at some point. Because the fascinating thing about depth is that while it's something I'm afraid of, mechanically it's feckin' brilliant. Yeah, let's put on some tunes. Get those game chop smooth jams going. Okay. There we go. Oh.
I think we don't need to go in depth about it all now.
Thank you, bud. Yeah, so I genuinely do enjoy horror games, and I find that, especially if a horror game can resonate with you, be it through phobias or be it through just like great building, there's such a potential to build such incredible stories in that space. Hey! And whoever gifted the sub to Regrouping Break, that's fucking cool of you. When horror games really grab you, they put you in such a focused mindset that you're more likely to absorb the subtleties. I think one of the reasons why Sonar is such a great story is that it's not that it's the first No. Keep playing the tunes. It's not the first game to talk about existentialism, but because it does so in a horror framing, it really gets us focused. So yeah. Yeah, and Nicole Game Dev makes a good point that horror is such a unique gaming experience because it's the one genre where creators are not only allowed, but encouraged to disempower the player. And Riku Riku, I think I have those games already on Steam, so it should be good. Anyway, I've had a breathe. Yeah, that was a full-on phobia reaction. I haven't had one of those in a long time. But what I will say is for a game that has mixed reviews on Steam, that had some chops to it. Okay, yes, the bot rock was weird and dumb and did not make a lick of sense, but you know what? The rest of it was so... It was the sound. That was what was so perfectly done. Aside from the butt rock, the creaking noise of everything. I don't know if it came across on the stream, but it was spot on. And when I was in the water and I heard things thunking against the outside when we had to go and grab the security key, like, you couldn't see it. I was bringing my little feeties up and I was sitting under them because they felt exposed. My feet felt like, you know when you have your feet sticking out the edge of the bed and they're not covered? It felt like that. So Cole was saying that they wish that horror affected them. The only series they've seen in recent memory that got them was The Terror, which I'm to understand is the hard drugs of syndicated horror. Horror television, I don't know. It's always the ones that intellectually intrigue me that I end up thinking about the most, and those aren't always the best horror, but I haven't seen Channel Zero and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to video games and horror, I love talking about it because there's so much more breadth and depth that you can do. Most of the good horror that I've seen in linear mediums has been something that didn't intend to be or didn't say it was. And yeah, Mega Boss, things like Get Out and stuff like that are fascinating. But that goes to kind of like the social commentary through horror, which is basically how Romero built the zombie genre, but that's not the series. The one problem with horror, especially in cinema, is that there's a formula to it because of how cinema is done, the human condition, etc. But when we get into video games, all bets are off. The last show that really got me good with horror was actually Legion, because it presents itself as a psychedelic superhero story, and then when it goes horror, it goes hard. Like, the pacing of it. We talked about this a lot with the Dunwich building in Fallout 3. It's that kind of element. Okay, see? I've got my feeties under me. Friends, just, like, I apologize for that outburst because it was probably really fucking uncomfortable to watch. But I'm glad that you came with, and I don't regret doing this, alright? Did I underestimate how much this game was going to affect me up? Yes. Do I regret? No. Like, okay, yes, having a shaky cry on the toilet floor is not a pleasant experience, but it's a nice reminder that the medium that we love is incredibly powerful. And, you know, this is a safe way to experience those emotions.
Time for a rousing round of Harvest Moon.
Time for a rousing round of Harvest Moon. Well, Katatros, it's the... I was kind of stuck in the performer's loop, whereby I felt very bad because I'd had like an outburst and a meltdown in front of you all. So I was embarrassed to come back, but I was still had the adrenaline going through my system from the scare, and or it basically caused like a feels cascade just kind of looping back on itself. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry, you're right. The fight or flight reflex is very normal. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to say, like, that wasn't something that I regret doing. I just... Imperius was saying that apparently they heard me poop. No, I was just running the tap so you all couldn't hear me sobbing like a little idiot. It wasn't one of those cool kids cries. It was an ugly one. But again, I don't regret it. Yeah. So, I don't know what we're gonna do with the afternoon, but I don't want to say I don't want to call it yet. I do want to hang out with you all some more. I want to say thank you for bearing with me. One of the things about doing this, like streaming rather than doing YouTube and stuff like that, is that you do get to see the very raw, very real, and sometimes that's that awe and wonder, and sometimes it's disappointment, and sometimes it's thankfully not pants wetting but close to fear. Though Fiona just sent me a little DM and was like, what if we played zombies and connected me up to the spooky bits? We might have to plan that for a day. Because for those of you who don't know, like, Fiona is genuinely scared of zombies. And has kind of a similar thing to, like, me with Depth and stuff like that, where there are games with zombies in that Fiona likes playing, even though it contains the thing they're afraid of. But I mean, at very least, friends, I think we'll just hang out and have a proper good natter. I mean, Thrame, I would say time for running at the bloody numpties. Annoyingly, the Dark Souls 3 servers are still off. Now, so Dustin was saying they really dislike spiders, but kill it with fire intrigues them. Yes. See, Caffeine was saying they can't imagine me running because they have either be horrifying or hilarious. I have two speeds, which is serious people running, because I used to be a sprinter, and the thing that I did during the protests, which everybody recorded and ended up being stock footage, which is kind of like a Mr. Bean jog flail run. So Thrame, I would have to look to see when they were taken down, and I don't know if they've been brought back up again. But I would say with with the Dans doing their co-op run and stuff like that, like as Kathleen's saying, they're very pre-recorded. And the thing when you're doing YouTube videos is you usually spend like a day. You know, you record for like 4 or 5 hours, and then you chop it up into segments so you can then release it over time. But yeah, like, again, friends, I hope at least some of the fear was entertaining. Oh yeah, I mean, Aperios, the squeak, that was unintentional. And I would not be able to emulate that again if I feckin' tried. Gets the old heart going. Oh. But no, so I think for the moment, friends, I just want to hang out and chat with you all. So, alright. Take a breath, take a beat. Because one of the things that I really do enjoy about streaming for a living is I do get to have these conversations. Like, I'm not dissing on YouTubing individuals. Like, doing YouTube stuff is fun. You saw I got to do So You're Being Hunted with Floydo. But, like, I can't imagine doing YouTube for a living because of the disconnect. I like being able to hear your thoughts and feels, friends. I like chatting about this. Especially talking about, like, see, horror in video games is something that I've been obsessed with for, like, my adult life. I guess most of it. See, I got to have a very interesting experience when I was a kid. I was staying with my cousin, and he was kind of like an older brother type slot. And so, he invited me to stay with him in London. Probably what got me wanting to move to London, because we went to Trocadero, we went to the CEX on Tottenham Court Road before the flood, when it used to have like one of everything. And I was up there for the weekend, and on Sunday, my cousin was like, hey, I've got to work. I work security, so, you know, I sit at a security desk for Saturday, but do you want to just come and play games? I was like, sure. And he was like, yo, we're playing a game called Resident Evil. I'm like, what's that? Very fresh faced, very green bean. And so we nicked one of the TVs from one of the meeting rooms, we wheeled up this huge telly, plugged in the PS1, and we played Resident Evil for like a whole ass shift. So it must have been like at least 8 hours. Feckin' loved it. You know, I had a grounding in point and click adventures, so I understood the logic of the puzzles, and we took turns actually like playing and stuff. It was great. Then, at the end of the shift, after 8 hours of Resident Evil, we had to put the telly back. And it was that point we realized the light switch was inside the meeting room. So we had to go down a floor, into the area, put the telly back, turn off the light, and then try and navigate our way back in the dark. And that fear was something very pure. And the thing was, like, I was not happy about this. I was a very upset kid. But the power of it stayed with me. It didn't give me like a phobia. I still love Resident Evil and zombie games, but it was such a ice-cold glass to the face after a gaming session that really stayed with me. Oh no! Sorry, jumping back in. Yeah, Wraith, I will have to buy Kerry something nice for all the times I swore. I've always tried to keep from swearing too much when doing stuff, but friend, it's been 4 years. There's more F-bombs than not. Pretty sure Kerry got carpal tunnel from beeping you so much.
What ho Vikings?
Hey!
Sorry I'm late. Did I miss the shark shenanigans?
You did, Lyris. but the stream is certainly not over. So we're just having a natter and a hangout, and we'll go from there. The thing I was saying, oh no, was Catastrophe says that being able to hang out here has sadly ruined like big streamy people's forum. Sorry. Jumping back. I'm super lucky that we seem to have hit this sweet spot in the Longship of having enough people that this whole thing gets to keep going full time. But we've never reached that like hundreds or thousands of people all at once. Because it's a very different experience. It's a very different experience. Ooh, okay, and breathe. So jumping back in, so Imperius says their first horror game was the demo for Silent Hill 1. The demo ends after you go for the alleys and wake up in the diner and the radio goes weird. I lived in a foggy small town. Sorry, Imperius lived in a foggy small town, and it legit gave them nightmares for weeks. Love some horror. Love horror now probably because of that. Radio voices are still spooky. God, yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the early ones. Weirdly, one of the what was it called? I know Phasmagoria and Phasmagoria 2 or Phantasmagoria, however you say it. Those shit me up. I should not have played Phantasmagoria 2 as young as I did, but I did, and oh boy, that one stayed with me because it's like. It's weird Lovecraftian horror, even though I didn't know it was Lovecraftian at the time, combined with like technology and stuff. Cult Game does a shout out to Fatal Frame, was the one that terrified them and their friends at sleepovers. Yeah! And it was, I mean, it's hard to forget how big an impact Fatal Frame had, being, for a lot of people, the first time they weren't playing as a beefcake Dorito-shaped Space Marine, and they were playing as, checks notes, a little girl with a camera. I got to play Clock Tower on the SNES, which was way more intense than it should have been. Okay. Catastrophe was just adding that they don't usually get scared at games, but with Amnesia, the invisible water monster gave them a real adrenaline rush. Yeah. Okay, Fred, I will say, we don't usually talk a lot about it, but creating fear and dread in tactical games or turn-based games is fascinating. The original Parasite Eve attempted to do like horror, but with turn-based combat, which I still think is one of the most fascinating concepts. I just said fascinating concept 3 times. I'm so sorry. It's how you summon ludonarrative dissonance. But yeah, the original XCOM, like playing terror missions and seeing it all go wrong, and realizing you're
For surviving the shocks.
Here I am being a big dork with dragon. Coddling a dragon while Lyris Dragon's been fucking lovely. Lyris, thank you so much for the donation. Alright, it's gonna pay for food for us and the animals for the coming week, and I'm really fucking grateful for that. Thank you. Oh, Megaboss, yeah, Tonberries and Final Fantasy is fucking incredible. Sorry, Lyris, that was a huge amount of money, and I'm just all over the place. Again, thank you. Sorry, Megaboss was pointing out tonberries in Final Fantasy as that great example of creeping death. They're slow, they're methodical, but if that knife gets to you, it's game over. And then Fred just adding, what are you talking about? Tonberries are perfectly innocent and harmless. And canonically, what Jawas look like in my head. If you pulled the hood back on a Jawa, that's what they look like. A Colt was saying that the tension in Into the Breach is pretty good as well. And you know what's fascinating is because the time mechanics in Into the Breach give you enough to understand... Sorry, the way you can wind back turns, like a limited amount, gives you enough to fail and bring it back to then create real tension as you're moving forward. And I think that's really feckin' powerful. I still haven't done the new content in Into the Breach, but I've managed to do like a full 4-island clear, and it was feckin' good. Yeah. Hey, Riku. Game Chops gets it done. So jumping back in, so Bacon says, how spooky scary is something like Don't Starve when night falls? The comic-ish art style aside, lighting the fire or torch and seeing the monsters. I think that was a big part of Don't Starve's success, was creating a horrific scenario with horror elements, but the daytime's cutie patootie art style kind of creating that juxtaposition. Now, it's unfair to judge Submersed based on the little
Captain on the bridge.
Oh.
Barons 1 look, Barons 1 cheers.
Cheers to you, friend. Cheers to you. I got wrecked by a shot game. How's your Saturday? But yeah, the one thing that Submersed game needed to spend a little bit more time on was, rather than doing the horror movie thing where you set the stakes in the opening. So you show the effect of the monster or the creature or what have you, and then you begin your story. This was going for that, and I think perhaps it needed to start a little slower. Like, but then again, I'd need someone else to play through it for us to find out whether or not that pacing was good or ill. Because, you know, how much of that did I play? Like 10 minutes, if that? Just stretched out over an hour? Oh. Feckin' wee. Okay, Fred, have a lovely rest of your weekend. To be continued. Cheers to you. Also, 4 years at a tier 3 Baron. 4 years worth of subs. Oh my word. Sorry, Baron was saying that the Saturday's been spent trying to sell their car. I just assumed on a street corner being like, 2 for a band, 2 for a band, 4 wheels, no miles, get your car here, got a car. That's how I like to imagine it. Sorry, Wraith was saying, if you tried making the car wear something slutty, just hang like a bra off one of the side mirrors. Okay, well, Megaboss, I hope it was entertaining, and I apologise if it got awkward. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, alright? Oh, there we go. See? Cult Game Dev's on it. Need to add some truck nuts. That's how you get it going. I will say though, I guess, well, Fred's been making a move. I did see that there's been some really interesting mods and additional changes made to Phoenix Point, so we might have to give that a go. Regrouping, I've not done Bendy and the Ink Machine in VR. Streaming VR is very tricky, so far all we've done is Half-Life Alyx, which itself does have some exceptional horror beats in. I was working with McElray Films to do another follow-up video about the horror in Half-Life Alyx and why it's so exceptional. But due to a myriad of factors, the video never came together. Plus, there's this weird thing where very few people have played Half-Life Alyx, but those that haven't are desperately avoiding spoilers, even years on. So doing videos about it, especially ones as complicated as what McElray made, is kind of difficult. Like, they spent so much time making an exceptional video and nobody watched it. Still feel bad about that. But yeah, I've done some horror. Again, Half-Life Alyx is still probably the best example. And interestingly, it's one of the best examples because it's horror in bursts. It's not an out-and-out horror game. But when it is horrifying, like, oh boy, head crabs suddenly became scary again, you know? Oh, and Book, Watto and welcome. Hello, hello. Oh, sorry that. How goes it? I got wrecked by a shark game. How are you? Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, Thrame. And Jackie Foxbutt. Nice. I don't mean to proc everyone checking all this stuff. I will say, and I know we talk about this usually on a Friday night, but the fascinating thing was that I've become a huge fan of Sea of Thieves, which I did not expect, because it's riddled with sharks and Megalodon. And last night we managed to get a commendation for slaying one of the like abyssal sharks or something, and it was fucking scary, but like the whole team was on point, so we were wrecking face. I didn't expect Sea of Thieves to be a game that I would be so obsessed with, and yeah, and Book and Lyris, I'm sorry you missed the sharks. I'll talk to Scardy, our editor, and see if we can do like cut out the awkward part, but leave the spookiness, so you all don't have to be left there waiting to see whether or not I return from the toilets. So Riku Nuka says they would love to try Abduction or The Witness in VR. The Witness would be so hard to convert, but it would be fascinating. I mean, okay, Jonathan Blow is still a piece of shit, but The Witness as a game, I still like discussing it because it does one of the best examples of take simple puzzle, and then take simple puzzle and then expand on what you can do within that puzzle, Stupid Dragon. And later on, the way it does like mixed media, so you'll like be watching a video of something and you have to pause it at just the right moment, to then line up a certain angle to then match everything together. It's fucking brilliant. The Cold Game Dev says that they're here now for the J-Blow gossip. Now it feels like we're back at GDC. Yes! I'm just annoyed that Twitch went through a phase of repeatedly recommending his streams to me. I'm like, no! Oh no, Exo broke their brain. Do you need a new brain? I might have some left. Bonio! Bonio, we got any brains left? Bonio is unsure what body parts we have left. Oh. So friends, we do have plenty of games to hang out and play, so we are by no means done. But I'd like to just hang out and have a natter with you all for a bit. Should probably make a sarnie or something in a little bit. Oh wait, no, there's leftover mac and cheese. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I'm going to Wizardvito Shark Games today just because the reaction was very intense. Oh yeah, and I guess agreeing with the cult dev, I've tried watching some of his streams. It's so violently pretentious, whilst he's playing things that are not interesting. Ugh. I mean, I guess I get into the pretentious levels when it comes to talking about arty-farty stuff, but it's definitely I like deconstructing games that do interesting things. I don't believe myself to be the grandest arbiter of what makes a video game. Sorry, I do have warm and fluffy. I mean, I've got weird, I've got warm and fluffy, I've got Daka Daka Daka. I'm slowly working on The Last Stand Aftermath. And I have unlocked almost everything. I'm so close to clearing it. 2 achievements left, and I'm still trying to make it to the final section. Riku Riku was saying that Myst series in VR would be great. It would be interesting. Although it would be the new version of pixel hunting of instead of like click item on item, you'd just be going around these monuments just trying to poke every bit. Oh, so Wraith, I have looked at the new Wadget Eye game. There's quite a few Longshipians that are really big fan of, almost David Gilbert, of the Wadget Eye series games. And so, kind of like with Monkey Island, it's going to be a little while before we play it so that people who want to go through the story by themselves don't have to worry about spoilers and stuff. Little fetus! Little fetus with a dragon! It is Dave Gilbert. Alright, so I'm not going completely loopy. Thank you, Dragon. You were a lot of help there, friend. You'll put up with me scaring, being scared, having a sob. Good times. Ray, thank you, you're right. Ron Gilbert's so Ron is the Monkey Island guy. Dave Gilbert is the Wadget Eye person. I mean, Halo, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, I mean, I'm not short for support. I've got, Fiona once got me a Hangover support alien. Why did I get this one for Fiona? I forget. We've got a little slug cat. What's going on? My little slug cat. It's the best of us, friend. And friends, I hope you are going to be ready for either this year, next year, for a lot of Rain World. Because there's 5 new slug cats we've got to play through that game with. It's going to be it's going to be an adventure. Oh, and if you can't see it up in the corner, over by Calcium Bonio, there's the rest of the squishies, including Woms, other slug cats. There's an urban mech in there. Yeah, Wraith, shocking, but I do like Rain World. Jackie's like, when are we playing Habbo Hotel? God. Is that actually still going? Yeah. See, Lyris, that's the great, the double-edged sword is, I keep everything that you lot send. And a lot of that ends up being shark-themed. Most of the shark dog toys have been destroyed over time. River fights the sharks for me. And then we'll slowly pull them apart once they start showing destruction. Wraith, the shark socks are still there. They've had one outing, and they are haunting. But I'd forgotten to do laundry, and I knew this would happen, and they were the last pair of socks there. Oh. Oh. Now, of course, friends, I've actually stayed hydrated because I was just guzzling water and splashing on my face. So I'll need to nip to the bathroom in just a second. So I tell you what, we'll do a little vote. We'll do a little vote because I have a handful of games, and we'll spend the afternoon hanging out, having a chat. I do apologise that the shark game wrecked me, but still wanna hang out with you all today. And if you'll forgive me for not doing battle with sea creatures, you have my company for as long as you want it. Yeah, teeny tiny vote. So there was one request for Peglin. I am not going to put Adios in. I think Mini Mikum as well. I'll put that in. We won't be playing Jaws on the NES. Although, if you go over to the Longshipian YouTube, you can find Jaws the Text Adventure, which is something we played 1,000 years ago. Alright, so. So this will be our Saturday afternoon game. So our choices are Peglin, Mini Mikum, which is a gloriously weird little indie title, kind of in the same vein as Sewer Party. Wheeler Dealer, how are you doing, friend? In fairness, like last night during Sea of Thieves, we kicked the crap out of a Megalodon. It felt great. And we could go to Sea of Thieves. I'll grab. I think we've got a Deus and an Imperios on the wings, so I could probably grab Fiona, put a team together, go cause some mischief on the high seas. That way I can spread the load. We can have friendos handling it. Also gives me a chance to go throw some mac and cheese in the microwave, because I probably should have had more than a teeny tiny snack at this point. Oh, Wraith saying what bait to use to catch Megs. They can just smell me. Alright, so Sea of Thieves is also added. Because I guess for Sea of Thieves I can just go fishing. The problem is I want to do it on the galleon, because the irony of course being that Alone in the Shark is my galleon name, and I desperately want to get more like cool stuff for it. End of last night I bought like a bunch of stuff and things. So Caffeine, we're going to Wizard Veto Vampire Survivors because I don't want to bore you all on it, and the dev team behind it have said that they will be adding Twitch integration into Vampire Survivors, and I'm very curious to find out what that's going to be. Wraith doesn't launch the galleon. Yo, was it your sloop that you managed to max out? All right, I tell you what. I'll put forward just a selfish will choice, which is the Last Stand Aftermath. Because if I can clear it, then that would mean that because we streamed the start of that game, that would mean that y'all would get to see the grand finale. But I have a feeling that's not going to be the choice, which is cool too. All right. But yeah, so Wheeler Dealer, how is your Saturday going, friend? I mean, Sheepstonia, there's been a lot of feels. I think I'm kind of just, I'm going to say emotionally bankrupt right now. That big donation from Lyris is probably going to hit me in like an hour or two, and then I'm going to be like, ooh. Lyris just whistling innocently. Alright, actually, I don't want to... You know what? I don't think I want to jump on the Last Stand today. Oh, okay. So Wraith says once you hit 50 in a single milestone, you can buy another type of that ship. Oh, okay. Sorry, Wraith. I guess I got the upgrade system kind of confused. But the thing with the Galleon is you get to decorate your captain's quarters. And last night I blew so much money on, especially like the Ashen stuff. So I didn't even look at trinkets. I think I had like 650, 700k. And now I'm down to like 200 because I spent it all on my captain's quarters. Riku says, how about tennis with a fishing pole? I mean, do you mean we'll just go outside and invent a new sport? Also, I don't know if Rilu's still chilling in Illing, but I do see the banana and pumpkin bread. Rilu, that's threat tier deliciousness. Oh. Feckin' we. Alright, so we've got Peglin, Minimikum, Sea of Thieves. Actually, you know what? Let's throw a humoring. Stammering's kebab is a delicious piece of villainy right there. One of these days, friends, one of these days I'll be able to go to the place, because apparently there is a good kebab place in Seattle. Sadlin has told me about it repeatedly. And one of these days I'll actually go and hit it. But it is not this day! God. So Riku, I think it was Sadlin was talking about playing like Soul Calibur and stuff with the fishing rod, which was very funny. My old group of friends, we went through probably, I think, 3 fishing controllers. Because we used to get ruinously drunk and play Sega Bass Fishing. And the speed at which people would try and wield, eventually bits would snap off. You'd try and repair it, but it was never usually the same. And because as the Dreamcast was going out of sale and out of fashion, it was pretty cheap to pick up peripherals for a while. Of course, getting a Dreamcast now is by no means a budget endeavor. Well, yeah. So Wraith, I do trust Sadlin's review, but there used to be a place in downtown Seattle, in Pike Place. Is it Pike Place? No, Pioneer Square, called the Berliner, which did a different style. I believe it's like the German style of kebab, which is more like big puffy roast and like almost like a slow cooked super stodgy stew, which is fecking delicious. Do not get me wrong, but it was not a kebab. Kaimbal says, remember that shooting PS3 controller I used to have? Feckin' yo, Kaimbal, I often go to the Sorry, let me think how to phrase this one so it doesn't sound like feckin' creepy. The video of you lot playing that Cabela's shooting game to the Thomas the Tank Engine Biggie Smalls remix is one of my... That's one of like the great moments in gaming, you know? Trying to think how to phrase it, and that's what came out. Okay, so here's what we've got so far for choices this afternoon. We have Peglin, we have Mini Meekum, which is the indie game. We have Sea of Thieves, which is, well, definitely not indie. We can always do a spot of fishing, or I'll see if there's a squad for that one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, Sheepsternia, sleep well, have a lovely rest of your evening, and thank you for coming and hanging out. Oh, I tell you what, Dialogue Box, The Road Less Traveled, because that's a comedy game. Where we literally play as a rotating dialogue box. And what shall be our last choice? Give it a nice broad range of nonsense. No, I don't think this is the day we bust out a train sim world. One day. One of these days, friends, we are going to get ruinously drunk and play a train game. And it's going to be glorious. Hey, Bacon, this is a collaborative thing. Sorry, Bacon was saying that their vote is whatever makes me happy. Yo, I get to hang out with you lot. That makes me happy. If you take one thing away from today, don't be that it's, you know, Will's jackass tier nonsense, but, you know, I love hanging out with you lot, and I'm prepared to go to great lengths to continue to do that. Yeah, the training montage has to come first. You are entirely correct, Moose. Oh. I don't want to throw myself at neon white because I'm not 100% sure my hands are up for it. Oh, it's okay. I'll tell you what. There's one other game that I've had that's more of an experimental one. You know what? No, we should plan that one for a full day. I was going to suggest... I managed to get Executive Assault 2 on sale, which is a hybrid... RTS FPS. It is ship-to-ship combat, space station battles from both an RTS perspective and an FPS perspective. So it's not too dissimilar from Angels Fall First, excuse me, but with RTS level control of the situation. Like, you can fly like jet fighters around and everything. It's fucking cool. Wraith says character creation for the 4-year anniversary of XCOM. Feckin' yo. Oh shit, you know what? That's what we have to do for Longship Day for year 5. Ah, crud vapors. Alright, well, we've got something to look forward to next year. Longship Day next year is our next XCOM campaign. I'll make some plans. Maybe we can either throw in like the Long War mod so there's more deaths or what have you. Yeah, that could be funny as. Alright. Riku was saying Sabin Restaurant is supposed to have great halal food. Okay. Well, see, Riku, that's what's so fascinating about being in the US, is that you can get so many variations on different Eastern Middle Eastern type food. Like, they don't have gyros in the UK. Like, Greek food's pretty uncommon, and most Greek places will just be serving kebabs. Okay, this is completely, wildly off topic, but has everyone been keeping up with the drama around the Great British Bake Off? Sorry, Occult Game Dev with the Bureau XCOM Declassified. Oh, we did a stream of that, and it's fecking fascinating as a game. Like, you can still see which assets were made back when it was a first-person game, and they just left them in. Well, yes, Wraith, it is the Mexican episode. And I've been trying to explain to people here why the level of the distance between Mexican food that you can get outside of the UK and what you have available to you in the UK. The one that cracked me up was Fiona unraveling at the sight of someone peeling an avocado with a potato peeler. For those of you who don't know, you can't get good Mexican food in the UK. It's just not possible. We've got great curries, we've got curries for days, but Mexican food does not exist out there. You can buy Old El Paso kits in the supermarket, and that's really as good as you're going to get. You may find some places that will do a good burrito, like, you know, food truck style, but honestly, that is the peak of it. Yes, a cult game dev. Peeling an avocado with a potato peeler. Wraith's like, we have Taco Bell now. Doesn't change what Will said. We have those. Taco Bell's not bad, but it's a strange creation of its own volition. I mean, here's the thing. The entirety of Scotland would love to have access to chimichangas. You start the burrito, and then you deep fry it, and then add more food. Honestly, it's the most Scottish thing I've heard of outside of Scotland. And that's usually my go-to. To dream it. Taco Bell. Firmly food adjacent. I mean, I like Taco Bell. It's not Mexican food. Like, give me them cheesy crunch gorditas. Lyris. Oh yeah. I fucking love it as well. I mean, one of the things that was great was when we were down on the edge of Georgetown, Smarty Pants, which was a nearby biker bar. And by biker bar, I mean a bar all about motorcycles, not a biker bar, if you know what I mean. Their logo was like an ancient racing bike. But, yeah, they did dollar tacos on Tuesdays. And so we go down there and just consume our body weight in these little, like, street tacos. But here's the thing, in the UK, if you say taco, it's always the crunchy shell, Old El Paso style. That is literally the only definition of taco you can find. So I've been trying to explain to people, like, how it's not, like, the distance between proper Mexican food and what the UK gets, that it's not the Great British Bake Off is necessarily being spiteful, but more ignorant. Okie dokie. Alright, so I've got Peglin, Mini Meekum, Sea of Thieves, and Dialogue Box. Let's see if there's one last choice that might intrigue you all. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put... No, I think if we're gonna do more on Last Call BBS, I'd like everybody to know. You know what? I'm gonna throw Cloud Gardens back in there. I'll do my best to not get completely consumed by it, but you know, it's a puzzle game where we grow tiny gardens and shit. Like, that's some twee-ass cute shit right there. Right, friendos. So I'm just going to go quickly reheat some mac and cheese. It is up to your good selves what we shall play next. The vote will be in Twitch chat. And we'll allow for mead points because, you know, in case of a tiebreaker, y'all can go to town. But yeah, I do want to say one more time, thank you for bearing with me today. This has been a roller coaster, and I really appreciate it. All right. Sorry I couldn't stick the landing on the shark nonsense. Thank you for everything that you got put in, because it means I can feed my little household. So, thank you. Seriously. Alright, back in a second. Vote well, friends. hello there. General Kenobi. Alright, let's have a look at the results as it's coming to a close. You all have gone for. Wow, okay, Sea of Thieves is definitely very popular. Sorry, so what were we chatting on? My apologies. I was, sorry, let me cram some food into my face. Get Dragon hanging out over here, guarding the door. Alright, so I guess we're going for a spot of Sea of Thieves. Let's see if... Because at very least, I'll just roll up on a sloop, head to an outpost, and just chat with you lot while we do some fishing. Yeah. Alright. Let me update the game. Let's trundle on in. I mean, hell. There's still... Sorry, let me breathe. Friends, thank you. Let's go catch some fish. And the thing is, we won't need to worry about whether or not Aperios is here, because I'll know if they're about by whether or not they take pictures of me eating. And while it's very much a sneaky cheeky workaround, you know, this game does have sharks in it. Sharks can potentially happen in this game. Oh, sorry, our sloop is named the Schooner or Later. The brig is called Yachts and Prayers, or will be. And the galleon is called Alone in the Shark. Galleon fishing would definitely be the way to go, but... Oh, that needs to go. And that needs to pause. Job's a good one. I cram a sarnie in my gob.